Hello guys, how you are doing? I hope you people are well. So I come with a new video lecture that is on our state Karnataka from geography part. So in this chapter, we will going to discuss about the Karnataka and the origin of the name Karnataka and its rich heritage, the greatness of Karnataka, the geographical location, size, land, uh, and water frontiers, the neighboring states of Karnataka. All these we're going to discuss, okay, in this particular class. Yeah. So the moment when I say Karnataka, I remember the Mysore Vadairs, Mysore sandal soap, Mysore Pak, a delicious sweet, then Mysore silk sari, Vijayanagara Empire of Krishnadevaraya, with its uh, capital city Hampi, now which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Hampi group of monuments. It attracts millions of tourists every year. Then Mysore Dashara, a festival that is celebrated in the Mysore, which is very popular festival and celebrated in the cultural capital of Karnataka. Then the Jog waterfall. Then if you come to the natural attractions from the Karnataka, we are having Coorg, Hornadu, Chikmagaluru hill stations, many more guys. The Yakshagana, which is a classical dance of Karnataka, it is popular. And when I say Karnataka, it is having the rich biodiversity. We are having uh, bird sanctuaries like uh, the Rangantattu Bird Sanctuary and Bonal Bird Sanctuary of Shorapura. Then in our Karnataka, we are having five national parks like Anchi National Park, Kudremukha National Park, Bandipura National Park, Bannerghatta National Park, and Nagarhole National Park. With its rich fauna, 18% of the tiger population can be spotted in Karnataka itself. Then 22% of the India's elephants can be spotted in our Karnataka. Karnataka, it is rich in its literature like Kannada. Uh, it is a rich Dravidian language, and eight Kannada authors have received Gnanapita awards for their contribution to the Kannada language. Like we are having Kuyampu, Dara Bendre, Shivram Karant, Masti Venkatesh Iyengar, V.K. Gokak, U.R. Anantamurthy, Girish Karnad sir. Then recently Chandrasekhar Kamba, they have received the Gnanapita awards. So when I say about Karnataka, these are all things are very popular. Okay, and by this, the again, if uh, when I talk about the soil, okay, Karnataka has both the black soil as well as the red soil, and this black soil uh, of North Karnataka, which is very popular for the agriculture purpose, and the cotton can be grown in the cotton is the main crop which can be cultivated in the black soil, and apart from that, if I move further, this is the India's map with its states and union territories. So here in the southern part of India, we are having the Karnataka. So this is the location of Karnataka. Okay, southern part of India. This is the eastern part. This is the western part. Gujarat and Rajasthan, those are in the west. Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, those are in the north. This Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. These are the eastern states of India, and we, as the Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, we form the southern states to the India. So Karnataka is also located in the southern part of India. Then next, I will move towards the origin of the name Karnataka. So the popular record for Karnataka's origin are many, or I can say many of us we believe in this. That is Karunadu. So the land of Karnataka is supposed to called as Karunadu, Kar plus Nadu. Okay, Kar, it is a land. Uh, uh, it's sorry, Kar, that is a black. Okay, black in Canada. Kar, and Nadu, it's a land. So the land of a black soil. So that the many of the uh, people they believe in this particular origin. Okay, so the name Karnataka, it has got its name due to this particular black soil land which we are having in our this region. Okay, so that is the one record. Okay, Kar plus Nadu, Karunadu, which means land of a black soil. That is the one record. After that, you will going to see the record of Karnataka in Tamil work. Okay, Tamil work like Shilapadikaran. Okay, so in that you will going to see the reference of Karunat. Karunat. Okay, so that is the name for our this particular Karnataka's land. Okay, which has mentioned in the Tamil work. Okay, Karunat. Then the meaning of Karunat, it means the land which is elevated, which has elevated a plateau. Okay, and after this, okay, so these are the two records. One is Karunadu, Kara plus Nadu, uh, land of a black soil. Then second in Tamil work, Silapadikaran, Silapadikaram, you will going to see the reference called Karunat. Okay, Karunat, which means the elevated, the land which is an elevated plateau. And third thing is in the Kaviraja Marga of Nrupatunga, you will going to see the record of Karnataka. So Nrupatunga say that the this is the land between Godavari in the north to Kaveri in the south. Okay. So the Godavari, it is in the I can say northern part. Okay, it flows in the northern part, and Kaveri it is in the southern. So from Godavari to Kaveri, whatever the land is there, that is Karnataka. Okay, according to the Kaviraj Marga. Okay, so that is the record of that is the work of Nrupatunga. Okay, and those three records you will going to see as the origin of the name Karnataka. And as I told you, many of us we consider first record, that is Karnataka has got its origin for the name from Karunadu. Karu means a black, Nadu means a land of a black soil. Then After independence, India was divided into many states. In 1947, nine southern districts, which were till then under the rule of Mysuru kings, were brought together to form the Mysuru state. Okay. So what happened when we got the freedom in 1947? Okay. So nine districts, that to nine southern districts. Okay. So they come together and they have formed Mysuru state. Okay. And when they have formed this Mysuru state, Jay Chamarajendra Wadeyar, he had been the king then. He was very popular king. Okay. And later, when the states were reorganized on the linguistic basis, areas with the Kannada speaking people in Bombay, Hyderabad, Madras, Kodagu provinces were brought together. Okay. So what happened again? This particular the states of India, whatever we see today, the formation of the states have been done on the base of language, linguistic base they have taken. Like Kannada speaking people, uh, they have seen the area. Okay, they have made the border wherever the Kannada speaking people will see. Okay, so that particular land they called it as the Karnataka. Then the Marathi speaking people's land, they have named it as Maharashtra. Okay, the Tamil speaking people's land, they have made Tamil Nadu. Like this, when they have divided the states, they have taken language as the base, and we see today 28 states, yeah, to our Indian nation. Thus, on 1st of November 1956, the Vishala Mysuru state came into being. Okay. So, on 1st of November 1956, the Vishala Mysuru state, okay, came into being. Okay. When they have made this particular state on the basis of linguistic as the Kannada speaking area, then the name of our state was Vishala Mysuru state. That Vishala Mysuru state came into being on 1st November 1956. So, since then, every year we celebrate 1st of November as the event as the Karnataka Rajyotsava. And one thing I want to mention here, okay, very proudly, I will mention that one. When the first Home Minister of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, has requested the kings of our India to for the unification, okay, for the unification of one nation. Then the Jay Chamarajendra Wadeyar, the king of Vishala Mysuru state, or uh, Vishala Mysuru state, was the first person who has accepted to surrender his state under the India's unification. Okay. So we should be proud that we have started the initiation to make India as a one nation. Okay. So that credit goes to the Jay Chamarajendra Wadeyar. Okay. And with the wishes of Kannadigas, later on 1st of November in 1973, we have renamed this Vishala Mysuru state into, we have renamed it into Karnataka. So this is what the origin of the name we can see. Then I will move towards the geographical location of Karnataka. So Karnataka is one of the state among 28 states of India. Uh, okay, so now in your books, dear students, if you see your books, you may see the print of 29 states. Okay, so that is the old print. Okay, so now we are having the 28 states because recently uh, the union government they have done one amendment, okay, in the parliament, and they have passed it. So by that particular amendment they have removed the status to this particular Jammu and Kashmir as the state, and they have added two new union territories. One is Jammu and Kashmir, and second one is Ladakh. So now Jammu and Kashmir, it has lost its state status. So now in our India we are having 28 states. So Karnataka is also one of the state among the 28 states of India. Then this particular Karnataka, it is situated in the southern part of India, as I shown you in the Indian map already. So yeah, so the longitudinal and latitudinal extent of uh, our Karnataka. When I talk about latitudinal extent, okay, so these latitudinal extent, in the latitude, our Karnataka's land, it begins at the 11 degree 31 minutes north. So it means our Karnataka, it is in the northern hemisphere. So it begins with, here you can see the 12 uh, degree north. So here 12 degree 31 minute north. Okay, so here it begins. Okay, and 31 degree 11 degree, sorry, 11 degree 31 minutes north to up to in the north 18 degree, okay, 18 degree 45 minutes, 18 degree 45 minutes. Okay, so it begins at 11 degree 31 minutes north to 18 degree 45 minutes north. That is the latitudinal extent of our Karnataka. If I move to the longitudinal extent, that is, these are the longitude lines. Yeah, so our Karnataka, it begins with 74 degree 12 minutes east. So our Karnataka and India, it is in the eastern hemisphere. Okay. So the whatever the areas which are falling towards the east of GMT line, those are all in the eastern hemisphere. So our Karnataka, it begins the longitudinal extent from 74 degree 12 minutes east to up to 78 degree 40 minutes east. So this is the longitudinal extent of our Karnataka, and the total length is 750 kilometer, stretching from Aurad Taluka in Bidar district in the north. Okay. Bidar is the northernmost district of our Karnataka, and Aurad Taluku, one of the taluka from the Bidar. So it is the northernmost point of our Karnataka. So from here, from Aurad Taluk of Bidar district to southern tip of Chamarajanagar. Okay, so here you will going to see the Chamarajanagar district. Okay. From Bidar to Chamarajanagar, the distance is 750 kilometer from north to south, or you can say south to north. Then the width, okay, the width of our Karnataka's land is 400 kilometer. Okay, from east to west or west to east, you can say. Okay. So here in this particular direction, you will go. These are the eastern part. This is the western part. This is the northern part, and this is the southern part. So from west to east, the width is 400 km. Then Karwar in Uttar Kannada district is at the western end. Okay, so here in the Uttar Kannada district, you will going to see the Karwar. This is the uh, westernmost point of our Karnataka. Then Mullabagal Taluk in the Kolar district. Okay. Here, this is the Kolar, guys. Okay, so here you will going to see the one of the taluka from the Kolar district, that is uh, Mulbagal Taluk. Okay, so this is the easternmost uh, part of our Karnataka. Okay, eastern end you can say. Okay, so that is what eastern end, western end, and northern end, and southern end. So uh, after that, the Arabian Sea in the west. Okay, so in the western part of our Karnataka, you will going to see the Arabian Sea. Then the states of Maharashtra in the north. Okay, in the Maharashtra, you will going in the northern part, you will going to see the state of Maharashtra, and Andhra Pradesh in the east. So this is the Andhra Pradesh towards the east of Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu in the south. This is the southern part, and this is the Tamil Nadu, and Kerala in the southwest. So southwest, you will going to see the Kerala as the state, and Goa in the northwest. Okay, guys, here we are having the in the northwest part of Karnataka. You will going to see the Goa as the uh, neighboring state or bordering state. Okay. And the shape of Karnataka, it resembles the cashew nut. Okay. I will show in the map. I will show. Oh, okay, so this is what. Okay, the shape of our Karnataka. It is in the form of cashew nut, kaju. What you say? Okay. So if you observe keenly with these two, you will come to know. Okay, our state Karnataka. It looks like a cashew nut. Again, few of the facts and figures of our Karnataka, like the area of Karnataka, it is 1,91,791 square kilometer total area. Then Karnataka, it is the in India's eighth largest state with regard to the area, and according to the 2011 census, the it has the ninth position with its population. Okay, in the population, our state, it is in the ninth position. In the area, we are the uh, in the population, we are the ninth, and in the area, we are the eighth in the position, eighth and ninth. Okay, eighth position in the area, and in the population, we are in the ninth position. And the population of our Karnataka is 6 lakh 6 crore, guys. Okay, 6 crore 11 lakh 30,704. Okay, so approximate, you can say 6 crore is the population of our Karnataka according to the 2011 census. And Karnataka, the land it occupies 5.83% of the geographical area. And at present, we are having the 30 districts in our state, and these district comprises of these 30 districts comprises of 176 taluks, 747 hublis, 347 towns and cities, with 27,481 villages. And Belgavi district is the largest in size, and Bengaluru urban district is the smallest. Then Bengaluru, it is the capital city of Karnataka, and the state has been divided into four divisions for the administrative purpose. Those are Bengaluru, Mysuru, Belgavi, and Kalburgi, guys. Yeah. Apart from this, the present chief minister of our Karnataka state is B.S. Yediyurappa. So by this, I wind up my today's class, guys.